everyone, and welcome. Thank you all so much for joining us today for day 3 of the Microsoft Power Pages Bootcamp. My name is Alexia, and I am the Project and Event Manager of the Microsoft Reactor Toronto. I will be sharing session resources with you in the chat, but before we begin, I'd like to quickly review 2 items, our Code of Conduct and Event Guidelines. First, please take a moment to review our Code of Conduct. Microsoft Reactor seeks to provide a respectful environment for both our audience and presenters. We encourage engagement in the chat, but please be mindful of your commentary, remain professional and on topic. And secondly, our event guidelines. This session is being recorded and will be available on demand through the Microsoft Reactor YouTube channel in about 24 to 48 hours. I will share the link for our channel in the chat. And if you've not been on a live stream through YouTube before, please note that you must create an account on YouTube in order to access and interact in the chat. You can set that up now, and if you're unable to use the chat but have questions, feel free to reach out to us through social media or on our tech community platform. Here's a little bit about our new tech community platform. We wanted to welcome you to join our community. Feel free to use the QR code on the screen to join us and post all your comments and questions about this series. Bruno will meet you there right after this event for additional discussions and Q&A. Which brings us to today's session, and before we begin, we have a quick intro word from our speaker, Bruno, for you.
Hello, welcome to the Power Pages Bootcamp. My name is Bruno Capuano. I work as a cloud advocate in the Microsoft Toronto Reactor, and it's a pleasure to be with you today. I'm a Latin person in my 40s. I'm in my office today. You can't see the office because I have the full amazing series of the Power Platform Bootcamp behind me. But hey, I am super happy to be with you today. And hey, I even have a GitHub t-shirt because we are going to do some coding at the end of the series. So again, super happy to be here, and let's start. And we are going to learn together about Power Pages. Power Pages is one of the new products that we have in the Power Platform that allows us to create websites with a low-code approach. And of course, we have security involved, we have amazing connectors to work here. During this bootcamp, we are going to talk about a little about the architecture. We are going to talk about tools like the design studios, the templates that we have here, how we can even edit code with Visual Studio Code. There are plenty of things that we are going to do all around Power Pages. And you are already here, so you probably know the bootcamp. What I want to really quickly mention here is that we have a couple of topics which are really important. In the main page of the bootcamp, you can see all of the series, all of the events that we have. You can join, you can register, you can join all of them there. You can also watch the recordings later. This is super important. Everything is going to be recorded. We have 2 weeks, 4 sessions in the first week, 3 sessions in the second week, and we are going to talk about a lot of topics. So please join here. And if you want to start, I am going to share during the sessions how you can even get a free trial, how you can even create a free demo environment so you can use and learn with Power Pages. And we are also going to have a Cloud Skill Challenge. If you want to learn more, if you want to challenge yourself and your colleagues, your friends, or other people to see how far you can get here, we created the Cloud Skill Challenge. We created a series of modules with evaluation at the end of the modules that you can use to validate how you are advancing. It's going to be online during the weeks that we have here. So hey, take a look. This is an amazing way to validate how we are learning. Microsoft Tech Communities. We have a space. We have a space at the Reactor space on the Tech Communities, and we are going to use this space to meet all together, to connect, to get some support. Hey, let's use the Tech Communities to have a better experience. As you can see right now, we have one discussion topic created for Q&A. We also have created another one for Power Pages matchmaking. So if you want to share your name, if you want to share your contact details, I share mine there. This is a great place to meet other people, to learn all together. aka.ms/reactortc, that's the Tech Communities, and look forward to create more entries and discussion around Power Pages. That's it. That's a super quick intro. I am looking forward to spend some time with you learning all together. So let's start. This is going to be a nice ride learning about Power Pages. Hello everyone, so here I am, and there is a problem here with my screen. Let me share my screen again. There it is. And hey, it's a pleasure to be with you all today. As usual, we have a very fast session for today. We are going to review module 3, but before going to the third module, let's do a quick recap. Let's do a quick Q&A about yesterday meeting. So let me share, as usual, my Kahoot link. Remember, to join this, you need to navigate .kahoot.it, then add your game pin number 8986500, and we are going to start to play. Let me open one here just to double check working. And we are going to have 4 or 5 questions, I can't remember, about the topics that we talked in the last 2 days. So we have 1, 2, as soon as we have 6, 10 people, I will start. And hey, I love this new Kahoot interface where we have animated avatars. And remember, just in case, kahoot.it. Let me share here the link. And the pin is 8986500. I have a 20-30 second delay between my streaming and what you are seeing, so I am going to give some time people to join. And I think we are ready to go. Okay, let's start. Question number 1. Kahoot at home? Yes, I am at home. So power up portals, what we saw yesterday, when we talked yesterday. And question number 1, you have provisioned a new environment without any of the D365 apps. What Dynamic 365 portal templates are available? So we have the customer service portal, the community portal, non or non-for-profit. I can't remember this one. And not really. It's kind of easy. Think about what we talked about yesterday, creating new environments, creating a trial environment, how when you access the trial environment, you have some templates, and what you need to do. You can review yesterday event if you want to see what we have. And if you don't deploy this 365 in your environment, you're not going to have any template from Dynamic 365. And even so, if you deploy, you need to add some questions there. You need to add some extra features for specific templates. But the answer is none. If you don't enable this, and let me know in the comment if you want to quickly review this, I can show you where to click. But if you don't deploy the Dynamics in the Dataverse environment, you're not going to have, in the environment of the Dataverse, you're not going to have any template. So 5 to 5, kudos to me, CKD, German, Caleb, and everyone else. No points here, so we are going to do this. And second one, what starter portals are not available for the customer audience? So we have customer self-service, e-commerce portal, community portal, custom portal, all of the above. I can't remember this one. Literally, can't remember. I know that, okay, I will go for one of these, but remember, when you create a portal and you have Dynamics, the idea of the portal is to give organization the chance to connect with audience, customers, or people in the town, with the city halls and something like this. When you use starter portals, there is one template that is not there. Which one of these is the one that we don't have? And e-commerce is the one that you can't create. There is no e-commerce portal, so that's the the right answer. So, hey, a couple of people define select custom portals. Let me know why you select custom portal is not a template. I mean, you can create a custom one, but that's not the kind of idea. And again, kudos to everyone here. Question number 3. And we saw a video yesterday about this. Where do you write new knowledge articles for the portal? In the Portal Studio, in the custom portal, in Dynamics 365 Customer Service Hub, or in the portal management app. Remember yesterday when we were reviewing the type of portals, the type of features, the type of tools that we can use and add to the portals, the knowledge article, the Ekive knowledge base was one of them, and we quickly review how to do this. Remember when we created an article where we use, I think I know, so I will go for an answer, but it wasn't kind of an easy one to. For me, it will take some time to see how we get there. Lucky for us, the Learn modules are super good, and the video was super. In 3 minutes, we learned how to do this. So 3 more seconds. And I got this one wrong. It's in the portal management app. I was thinking it was on Dynamics. So, hey, for people also seeing that it was on Dynamics, sorry about that. But in the portal management app, that's the place that we can do the knowledge articles. We probably need to play around a little more with this one, so I know this better. So again, kudos to everyone. Hey, Caleb has streak with 3 correct answers in a row. Kudos to you. Question number 4. Which feature is only available in the Community Starter portal? Forums, blogs, event management, knowledge articles, or all of the above. So there is only, remember, in the Unit 1 of the Module 2, we have a big table with all of the templates and all of the features. And there is only one feature that is available there. I can't remember which one. But hey, this is kind of one of the. This is only available in the Community Starter one. If you create a Community Starter, you are going to have access to this. And it was blogs, which is strange. I was thinking it was the forums one, but no, I got this one also wrong. And kudos to everyone who has this right, because I didn't even know that blogs was only there. So Bob also has an answer streak of 3. Kudos to you, and let's go to the last question. True or false? Microsoft Dataverse and Dynamics 365 are required in the environment to create Power App portals. So maybe 60 seconds is too much for this one. We talk about this. I also literally mentioned this at the beginning of the questions. So if we create a new environment to work with Power Pages, and we want to create a site with portals, with the Power App portals, do we need Dataverse and Dynamics? I don't want to talk on top of this one because I am going to give away the answer. I don't know what to say without saying that, yes, it's true. We need to enable the Dataverse and we need to enable the Dynamics to create portals. So yes, it was true. This was great. It was kind of the answer. Thanks for participating. It was kind of nice. Let me remove this one here. And if someone wants to make a quick overview of this, let me go back to Adele. So when we are here and we have environments and we want to create environments, let me show you quickly in an environment what we need if we want to have access to this feature. So I am here. This is Adele. She's not an IT admin, but has some special privilege. I am going to go to environments, and then I am going to create a new environment. And when I create a new environment, I choose the name. So let's do it later. Region type. I'm going to go in type for trial. And this is important because it's trial, I can't associate this with Azure. So there is no Azure here. But if I want to use portals, if I want to use these features in the Power Pages, I need a database. So I need to create a database. And here, with this, I am going to be able to create an environment that I can use to create and use Power Pages. And then here, I want to enable Dynamics to have access to the portals. And remember that it's select trial, so I can't use trials to enable Dynamics. I need to use production or sandbox. So I need to go back, select sandbox, go back, sandbox, still database, next, and now I have the option to enable Dynamics. It will take some time. I can also. There was a question there before in the community, in the test community, about I want to create one specific template. I can't remember which one, and we have one of the errors. So initially, to have all of the options, you need to enable these two: Field Service and Sales Pro. So you are going to have no problem. If you only created one of these, you are probably going to have a question like this one. Where is this? Sorry, I missed my question like this one in the tech community where we have, I don't know where it is, where you can see that it was an error here. So let me go back to my, let's open the tech community. I can as Bootcamp. This is our main Bootcamp place. And if we go to an event, we can go to tech communities. Where is my tech communities? Let me get the link from here. This. So I don't remember who, but someone was asking about Power Pages Q&A. There it is. And it was Dan who asked about, hey, for the customer template, the customer portal template, I get the following error, do a right solution is required. And yes, in order to use this one, you need, if I go back here to the admin center, you need to have both of these enabled, to have this. And even so, if we are still missing something, there is a manual process to enable this. So two things here. This is how you create an environment. This is how you create an environment to use the Power Portal. And also, if you have a question, please come here to the tech community. Alicia just shared the links of the tech community and share your questions. We have kind of a intro to yourself, kind of a, this is a Q&A, share your question. I will try to answer the question as soon as possible or find someone who knows the stuff and answer this. And we also have one to, hey, if you want to introduce yourself, if you want to share who you are, what is your experience, how the people can contact you, where are you located, this is also a place to meet other people. And hey, I will be happy to connect with anyone in LinkedIn if you want to talk about this. Okay, so that said, let's go and take a look at today's event, today's portal, today's content. Today's content is all around the features that we have in Power Pages. So module number 3 is Discover Power Pages feature. And there is a lot also to see here. And remember, the format that we are going to do this is I am going to explain a little about what we have. I am going to review the module, and I'm going to show you how this works. So the first one is around content management. The first one is around what can we do? What the stuff that we can do? Of course, static pages, static text, images, buttons, everything that we have here, we can create it super quickly in Power Pages. We seen yesterday how we can do this. If I edit a website, let me close the settings, I go to a page, I can quickly add text, label, images, plenty of other things. So let me go here, and I can go to my home page. This is a very simple one, and I can add here a new section, which is going to have 1/3 of the column and then a column, and I'm going to add here an example. Right. I'm going to add here an example. I can add an image, a video, spacer, frame, form, plenty of stuff. If I add a video in example, it's going to give me the chance to, okay, where I'm going to add the video. I can add the video from YouTube, I can add the video from Microsoft Stream, or any third-party video URL. If you have a URL, you can add it there, and hey, you can upload your video to somewhere and put it there, or otherwise, I can go here and change. If I want to do more, I can change. Okay, this is going to be 640, this is going to be 480, and hey, I can also change the section layout. So it's not going to be automatically, it's going to be based on percentages, on more, plenty of things that we can do to add static contents. I can also add static contents in form of the text, button, image, text. It's super simple to add. Hello world, and I can start to add more stuff here. It's going to stack everything up and down. So with that said, this is how easily you can add contents here. This is how you can start to add static stuff. You can also add contents in multi-language mode. And this is a little more tricky because you need to enable first the language that you want to add at an environment level. You need to add this language in your environment, and then we are going to have the chance to, for every page that we have in our Power Page solution in our website, we are going to have the chance to edit those for different languages. So because it takes a while to enable everything, I recorded a super quick video to show this. We can enable support for multiple languages in your organization. That's going to affect the way that we display the user interface and help for each one of the applications that we have, each one of the Power Pages that we have. And these settings must be applied at environment level. So right now we are working with the Miriam Trial F environment. So I am going to switch to the admin profile and add a new language to this environment. This is an administrator for an organization. This profile has access to modify and add more features into the profiles and into the environments. I am going to open the Miriam Trial Env environment, and I am going to add a new language. This is the Miriam Trial Env environment, only have support for default by English. So let's go to settings, product, language. This will open a new window, and then we are going to select a new language. You can see the full list of language. Besides English, all of the other languages are disabled. Let's enable Spanish. And this process is going to take a couple of minutes, so I'm going to fast forward this. It took a couple of minutes, but now we can see that the language is enabled. We have a Spanish language enabled, so we can start to add multi-language features to our applications. Let's open one of the applications that Miriam has in this environment. This is the environment where we just added a new language. We now have English and then Spanish. So let's start to add multi-language feature here. So by default, we only have one page here. Basically no contents. We only have choose a component to the section. So let's add small text and let's do the classic hello world. And let's also add a button with a click me. That is going to navigate ikea.ms.my website. Okay, that's it. Super simple page. We have everything here. In order to add support for this page in different language, what we are going to do is we are going to go to the advanced features that we have in the portal. the advanced features that we have in this Power Page site, and let's add new content from there. So we can see now that we have a default language here, which is going to be, by default, it's English. And at the bottom, we have the list of supported language. We have English, and we can add a new one for Spanish. So let's add new language. Let's go for Spanish, and let's change the status to publish. Once we have this, we can save and close, and we are going to see that we have two different languages for our website. And we have English and we have Spanish traditional sort. When we add a new language, we are going to see that each one of the pages that we have are going to be listed twice, supporting the localized contents. So right now we are going to see here that we have our home page for Spanish and our home page for English. We can go here and edit and add some changes, the necessary changes to our page. And the way that we are going to do this is edit the basic language that we have here. So instead of hello world, let's do an hola mundo, and here click el botón in Spanish. I'm going to save and close, and that is going to be available right now. We are going to have two pages, main context in home, second context in Spanish. And if we go back to the Power Page and we sync the changes, we are going to be able to see this in action. We can see the language here, hello world and Spanish. We can open the language. Somehow we are missing the template language, so we are missing install something. But the idea here is that when we add a new language, we are going to have the chance to add new content in different languages to support different localizations, and then we're going to enable this. It's probably need to a couple of minutes to finish the installation to have the language top-down found for this, and then we're going to have the chance to switch from English to Spanish. I hope this makes sense. I still need to figure out how to do the code editing here to edit the code in different languages. So that's something that we are going to see during the bootcamp. Hey, I hope it was useful. I know it's kind of tricky, and editing HTML directly in Dynamics, it's not the best experience. So I still need to figure out how to do everything here, but it's a feature. We can do it. And if you want to take a look how this works, I have another one that is already deployed with everything. When you deploy something into Dynamics, it basically is being deployed by batch. So that's why when I record the video, I still didn't have everything deployed there. Once you wait a couple of minutes or maybe a longer time, this is what you're going to have. This is a sample website, and I have here my menu. If I open the menu, I will have here content in English and the page in English and Spanish. And to unless this, if I switch to Spanish, change the page, we have content in Spanish here. We have content in Spanish also. In the bottom here, sección, introducción, and more. And hey, it's out of the box. It's a new feature that you can add. By the way, when you enable a feature in the environment, in the Power Platform environment, that takes some time. And also that's basically freeze the dev environment. So do this, get a cup of tea, cup of coffee, cup of water, and continue working. That's kind of a super amazing feature, but we need to be aware that it's going to take some time. What else do we have? So we have multi-language capability. We have access to Dataverse, and we've seen this. Today we are going to spend another 10 minutes working on our message board to work with this, but Dataverse data is kind of the core stuff that we have here. We can interact with rows, we can add, delete, remove, append, do plenty of stuff. We can use lists, we can do a lot of stuff, and we can even, if we want to add an extra layer of security validation and more, we can do stuff with JavaScript to validate this. So everything that you know in a rich website that you like today is probably something that we can do here today. Let me show you how this Dataverse access works.
One of the key features of Power Apps portals is the ability to surface records from the Common Data Service on a web page. I'm taking a look now at the Innovation Challenge app. The Innovation Challenge app is a sample app that can be installed when you configure a Common Data Service environment. I'm taking a look here at an entity called Challenges. I want to be able to surface this particular list of records on a Power Apps portal page. Not only that, I want to give the ability for my users to drill down and see those details. So I'm in the Portal Studio. I've already created a fresh web page. And now what I want to do is add the component on here. So I'm going to go into my tool belt components, I'm going to choose my list component, and that's going to place that on the portal. Now what I'm going to need to do is configure the particular attributes for that list. So I'm going to need to give it first a name. So I'm just going to choose Challenges. And then I'm going to also need to specify the particular entity from the Common Data Service that I want to surface in that list view. So by clicking on that entity list dropdown, that's going to show me all of the Common Data Service entities that are available to me, which will be pretty much all of them. I'm going to find my challenge entity here, select that. It's going to give me a choice of views. For here, I'm just going to choose the Active Challenges view. I could select multiple views and that would render a view selector on my page, but just the Active Challenges will work for now. So now that our entity list is configured, we have the new column headings here. I'm going to, for now, disable the entity permissions because we want data to be publicly available. Entity permissions is a mechanism we can use to protect our data to specific authenticated users. And let's browse the website and see what this looks like. So now we can see that on our portal page, we have a list of those challenges, very similar to what we viewed on our model-driven app, but now this is a publicly available web page. So I've set up a blank page for the challenge detail. This is the page where we're going to drill down into to see the detail of our records. So I'm going to again choose a component, but this time I'm going to choose the form component. And then in the properties window, I'm going to set the properties. So I'll need to give it a unique name for the form. Once again, I need to choose the entity from the Common Data Service. So I'm going to choose the Challenges entity again. And now I'm going to choose a particular form from our model-driven app. So right now we just have the information form. If I wanted, I could click on that edit form and that would bring up the model-driven form editor. For my form mode, I'm going to choose read only because we only want to see the details. And that's pretty much it to set up an entity form. If I were to view that page currently, I would actually get an error message that the record couldn't be found. That's because we need to pass it a GUID so the page knows what record to show. So I'm back in the Portal Studio. I'm back into the Challenges page where I have my list component. Here I'm actually going to configure this to view the details. So in the Properties pane for my list component, let's turn on the View Details switch. And from here we can choose a different target type. I'm going to choose form. I could choose web page or a URL. And now I'm going to pick that Challenges detail form that we created in the earlier step. I'm once again on the Challenges page. I see the list of challenges in that list view. The difference is now it's hyperlinked, so I can click on that. This is going to display the entity form so a portal user is able to drill down and view the details of that particular record from the Common Data Service. So you can see it only took me a few minutes to very quickly add some components and surface some data from the Common Data Service on my portal page.
Hey, that was a cool one. I like it. I like how easy we can do this. If we go back to the module and we continue studying the unit, we're going to see more content around themes, around how you can use the global search. The global search is amazing. It's a feature that you can use which specific tables you have in the Dataverse, and everybody can search there. You can do a lot of stuff there with this. Then you have a lot of security, authentication. We're going to see a demo of this right now. You have profiles. We saw a little about this yesterday. And then you can even extend and do a lot of stuff here. So I will advise you to go over this module, read this. The next two units are portal features. When you have, if you want to use case management, this is a 5-minute video around how you can use with cases of dynamics. Also the knowledge management. We mentioned this, and I think we watched this one yesterday. There is more, and the next unit is also alternate Power Pages application. If you want to do an event management using Dynamics 365 Marketing, this is super amazing. And also you can, if you are a web developer and you know Angular, this is a sample application that uses AngularJS, which is super cool. You have another one, which is a customer portal. There are plenty of things that we can do. These ones are based on Dynamics. These are based on the scenarios where you have Dynamics. If you don't have Dynamics, you only use the Dataverse, we can go back to remember our demo from yesterday where I created a table. The table was a message live table with just a row. The row is going to store the message that we have. And hey, let's work a little more here. So we talk about security, and we talk about how cool is this with security. So let's think about that. If you access this site and this site is public, let's change a little how this works. I am going to work in the next 10 minutes of having a welcome page with a nice photo of something, and then invite people to navigate to the second page, to the message board, to see the message board. But you can only access the message boards if you are authenticated. So I am going to change this page. I only have 3 pages here, main, home, and contact us. I am going to change using page settings the second page. And I'm going to name this message board. And in the URL, which is basically the name that we have, I am going to define message board. In the permission set, I am going to change this. I don't anyone to see this page. I only want this page to be seen by authenticated users. So everybody is going to be able to navigate to the home page, but if they want to see that they want to check the message board, they need to be authenticated. So, and by the way, if you have sub pages here, it's going to be on cascade, apply these permissions. So let's do OK, take a couple of seconds, and we have here, oh, I missed something. Oh, yes. Dashboard, OK. And change here also the permissions, authenticated user. Perfect. So if I go back to the home page, message board doesn't have anything. So I am going to quickly create the message boards like we did yesterday in section two panels, and I am going to add messaging to the left side, messages, the list of messages to the left, and new message to the right. Loading, slow day today. Let's close a couple of stuff that we don't need here. Go back to home. Perfect, this is home, change this, let's go to message board. There it is, and I need to start to remove stuff that I don't need. Delete. And delete this one, and add my section is going to have again, 50-50, and I am going to add here my form that is going to be information form from Message Live. And to the left, I'm going to add a list that is going to show Message Live. So super fast, I already have here my form and my messages. I am going to go back to the home. I am going to remove this. Don't need this anymore. And I can add some text here saying, hello. Sorry. To the message board. And I am going to add a button to navigate the message board page. So super simple. Here, go to dashboard. Okay. And I have my page up and running. I can take a look at the page. I can do a preview right now. Open this in the browser, in a new browser, and I will have it here. I will sign out of the page, so I am not logging into the page. A couple of seconds. And hey, there it is. I can navigate this. If I want to go to the message board, click here. I will see that hey, I need to authenticate myself. I need to register, username and password, or if I have my Azure ID, I can log in with this. But a cool thing here is that, let's change the name here, Power Pages Bootcamp. I can share with you if you want right now this. So I can go here to setup. I can change the visibility of the site. I can make the site public, and I can invite you to log in here to the message board. So I can make this public. Take 5 minutes, so bear with me while it's getting enabled. But at this moment, when it's public, it's saving, it's saved. So at this moment, anyone can go back here. Let me copy the link and open a new private window. There it is. Anyone can go here, navigate this, and again, I'm not sure if, no, not yet. I'm not sure if it's public yet, but after a couple of minutes, it's going to be able to anyone, and hey, you can even start to use it. So I am going to ask Alexia to share the link in the different chats, and let's wait a couple of minutes until you have access here. Super important right now, super important. When you are working with public websites like this one, let's refresh this. Still marked as prepaid, so it's still going to take some time, but you are going to have huge, there it is. You're going to have huge warnings anytime you edit, you do something that, hey, you are working with a live website. Everything that you are doing is going to be live. There it is. You are editing a live public site. So any change that we are doing is going to basically be visible for anyone who is doing this. So even if you can do this live, be aware that probably need to have different stages and move a site between environments before doing this, because it's kind of a nice one. But hey, I can go here. I don't know if it's already enabled. If someone can confirm that they can navigate to this, let me double check. If I go to a private window and I paste here, there it is. So anyone should be able to navigate the message board. And if someone can confirm that they can navigate the site, and also if you want to sign and do some stuff here, when you try to access to the message board, you should have this, hey, you need to register, or you need to basically sign using Azure ID. I can add, and we are going to do this later on the week, I can add a third-party provider like LinkedIn or Twitter. We can do this, but right now I wanted to basically give you a chance to see, hey, this is how security works. This is how you can do this. This is how you can manage these kind of things. If I go here to preview and someone get here, let's sign in using login. Sorry about that. Go to message board, Azure ID. And this is Adele. Let me open also this with Miriam. So this is another user, Miriam. I have Adele to the right and Miriam to the left. I am going to add a message from Miriam, going to sign using Azure ID. Yes, first time doing this is going to ask me for permissions. And after a couple of seconds, I should be able to access here. Miriam, yes, this is my profile. I confirm everything. And I can add a new message saying, hello from Miriam. Meet. And I have both record there and here when Adele refreshes the page. See, we are not refreshing this in real time, but when Adele refreshes the page, if I go back here and see the message board, she's going to see also the message, hello from me. So it's kind of tricky. I'm sorry, it's not tricky, it's super easy. The main advice here will be, hey, be aware that if I go here and I add here, I add an image. Let's add this one. And I am going to, I can't remember how to move the image up. I'm going to put the image there and I am going to change the image height. So if I do this and it's done, I can go back here to the home and this is another user and she's going to see the image literally 10 seconds later. Once it's saved, I refresh here. Miriam should get, there it is, she'll get the image. So remember, you are editing live websites. You are editing this in real time, which is kind of nice to have, but still need to be aware of this. So go to the message board. I have the two messages still there. I'm going to enable third-party. I am not the third-party provider, so if someone wants to test using your LinkedIn or Twitter account, we're going to see this probably next week or tomorrow on the office hours. And that's mostly it for today. Remember, the topic for today was about features. We see multi-language, we see access to Dataverse, we see other stuff that we can do. If you add Dynamic 365 to the table, there are plenty of stuff that you can do. This event management portal, the community, the customer portal using the supply chains. So if you already know Dynamics, you can create an amazing portal here. Next week, we are going to go to do some coding. I haven't done any code here, but just to give you a sense of what we can do, we are going to open this. We are going to edit the HTML, the JavaScript, and the CSS using Visual Studio Code. And this is the experience. The experience is here in the browser. You don't need to install anything. Anything that we have and love about Visual Studio Code is also here in the browser. So next week we are going to start to do these kind of things. Hey, this is as easy as adding HTML. And we have plenty of things that we can do with this. So the file is saved here. Once it's saved, I can do a sync. I should get that the latest HTML here in a couple of seconds, some code for VS Code. And if I go back to the message board with Miriam, I go back to the home page, I should even get here the latest changes directly from Visual Studio Code. So it's going to take some time. I'm going to play around a little with this. It's kind of a nice to have. And by the way, Visual Studio Code is an amazing tool. So I see a question here. Oak Hill Crew asking which version of Bootstrap used for the CSS. I can't remember. Let's take a quick look here. But if you, we can see it here, probably in the header. Let me double check. It's somewhere in the documentation. I read about that, but I don't have the info right now in my head. So I am going to, if you want to share this in the tech community, I will give you the answer in a couple of, between today and tomorrow, because I literally read this when I was preparing the course. Going back here, this is it for today. Super fast lesson. Remember, module number 3, we still have 2 more to go. We are going to talk about coding and kind of extended scenarios. And any questions, let's go to the community, let's chat there. And as usual, it was a pleasure. See you tomorrow in the office hours, and see you next week if you want. And remember, follow us on Twitter, join our community in microsoftreactor.com. You can check also the YouTube channel to see the previous recording about this and other topics. It was a pleasure. See you tomorrow. Goodbye.